Maybe it's the nerves. Maybe a little bit, a slip of the finger. But Vibes will zero in on that location even more now. Divine. 1 HP, nade coming in.
Ooh.
Falls a little short, doesn't matter though. Yep, Divine. I don't think he meant to shoot.
That is unfortunate, but sometimes it happens. Razzie now, last player for Beano Storm on the south side. Over on the north, Killer remaining for DRS, IHC, swirling around that location. I think they know he's there. So he has got the auto shotty on the inside, maybe good for one, but not even that will be dispatched in DRS fall. IHC playing as 4, but they're going to have to move south as the circle shifts.
This could be another big game for Vampire or BTR. Vampire with 4. They get a nice spot in the zone 2. Need to worry about the side of Vibes on the south. But BTR have been getting that circle blast on that east side. So picking a great location for them. Influence Rage should be looking to assault that compound though. I don't see another place for Influence Rage to go, especially with 4 players. They have the power to take over a key position.
They'll be looking to try and mount up fairly soon. BTR on the east side trying to hold out with 3. Might be tricky. De Muerte moving forward, slowed down a little bit. They're right on the edge now. A mount up for Influence Rage. They're going straight up central here.
Oh, okay.
Maybe going underneath Major Pride, close to Reyes, who's still alive for Team Queso over in the buildings. I think he's moved away from that now to try and just stay alive. But a lot of teams on this northwestern edge. You've got IHC now crashing into the back of De Muerte, trying to get through with that flush, with that knock. And they are going to continue their pressure. Another sent over to Milky Way down the hill. That's on the off angle. Far less likely to get rezzed here. A nade being cooked by Alex. A Molotov as well sent into that rock. Going long towards the tree. And there's a re-knock there. The burn is good. Alex steps into the fire though. Right up into the rock. I'm not too sure about that one. But he will fall down. Godless as well is eliminated on the sidelines as the damage comes through. Major Pride looking to third party. The reposition out towards that north side to look for the angles to slow down both of these engagements. And Corker is crunched.
And Major Pride have been playing so well, picking their third-party timings, really understanding the lay of the land, picking their fights very nicely. It looks like they're all in the open with no cover, but they know just how the battlefield dynamics work. Third-partying everyone, not getting third-party themselves, picking up elims left and right. Now able to hold out a majority of the IHC team. IHC still have to press further. And it looks like Major Pride have set their sights on to IHC.
They certainly have. A lot of damage pouring out, a lot of knocks found as well. Major Pride's position on this northern edge is covered off so well by terrain towards teams like Influence Rage, like Vampire Vibes and BTR. None of them really have sightlines out this way, so it is a straight front-to-back fight between these two rosters. Nino, a little bit caught out there. Not too sure about the speed of relocation from that. Doesn't have the backup to take down Godless. And he might get the res onto Alex, and they might survive as 4 players, which is quite the turn-up against Major Pride.
Influence Rage, we saw that rotation earlier. I think we were both caught off guard when they just went straight towards the center. And yeah, this is why. I mean, it's a pocket that they could play in, but this pocket, very exposed. Vampire will lose that player down to 1 HP. Yeah, we'll get confirmed. And it is East. East has been playing phenomenal so far this week for the side of Vibes. And the push from IHC, you give them a little bit of a breathing space and they will answer right back. It's still I think it's a 3v4. No, they have all 4 players up. It is a 4v4.
Major Pride taking a knock, so 2 players now left for them. They had to sacrifice Dino down on the low ground after he got knocked in that buggy. And then aid over to the tree to suppress them. A lot of damage. IHC really marshalling their forces here as they get that flush onto another player from Major Pride. Effect and Nomi now, 2 very, very powerful players, have 4 of IHC to try and hold out on this side. I've liked Major Pride's decisive and aggressive plays so far today, and they are keeping up pace with the top of the tables. But they might have bitten off a little bit more they could chew with IHC on this angle. Effect trying to spray down with that Grozer in hand. Maybe fading back as Nomi's a little bit far away for that re-knock. Nade over towards Effect. Not really going to have the impact it wanted.
All of this started with that nice knock from IHC onto the buggy, the DBS. Nomi, the 1v4. Yeah, not going to happen. IHC up to 10 eliminations. IHC finally starting to show signs of life. You can see right there on the bottom right, they are currently in that 13th place spot. And so every team, even if you're in last place, Yeah, you got to be careful because there's a reason why they're at this stage in the tournament. Give them the right cards, give them enough breathing room, and they will come out strong. Vampire still slowly working their way in. It looks like Influence Rage have survived the brunt of the force, and they will stay alive with 4.
That crazy cross that they went for has definitely worked out. Team Queso finally eliminated. Rez going down after a long run as a lone survivor. We'll add a couple of placement points to their tally. Influence Rage in this central, well, more central than any other team right now, to be frank, position that they were able to claim so early on. Very, very valuable. And this is the consistency that we've talked about. They're able to get these decent spots. Even if they don't win here, they should get a lot of points added to their tally and extend their lead over brute force. In the meantime, though, Bigatron, 8 eliminations on the cards as Vampire are getting shredded. They try and make their way forwards. It's not going to work out. But Bigatron, 8 eliminations. 3 of those were early into the game, sure. Hang on a minute. I'll take that back. Vampire, they were getting shredded, but they've just taken down a couple of players or 2 over towards that central area. Influence Rage are 2 players strong now after that crash.
Make that just 1 because another player just got knocked. It's all down to Federal to stay alive. And I guess this is their style, right? Even with 4, they're not going to sweep around and make a huge game, make a name, make a huge chicken dinner. Instead, they'll just kind of play that consistent style, just, you know, making their way in there, getting a few elims towards the late game, getting a top 5, top 4 finish. And, well, it worked for them in Brazil, it worked for them in Americas. I don't know about PMGC because it is a different stage. You kind of have to do something to set yourself apart, but we'll see by the end of the week as battle rages on. A lot of scrap fights, long range, no real damage being done just yet.
Federal finally taken down. Influence Rager out. Vibes playing as 4. Trying to play off against IHC on the northern side, who are 4 themselves. They've been fighting through a lot so far. I think they're up to 11 eliminations, make that 12, as they have been through the wars, certainly. IHC, a lot of nades, but few smokes in hand. BTR, a lot of supplies, but there are only 3 players.
U-Circle favors the side of Vibes on the south side. BTR also get the circle too. So it's on IHC to make a play here. IHC with 4 players up. I think Vibes also have 4. Actually, it looks like Vibes have just the... No, yeah, Vibes has 4 players as well. Let's see what BTR here can do with 3. I mean, with 8 elims. I think they'll surely get at least 1 more, if not 2.
Hoping to go double digits on this match. But IHC have other ideas. They'll have to make their move sooner rather than later. Vibes are just encroaching, making their way forwards and gaining control of the south side to give themselves that powerful position, to give themselves that overlook. Demo up into the tree. This is the first break. The rest of them trying to line up that train. They do not have a lot of smokes available to them, so they can't go for that big smoke train rollout that you'll see from teams who have got that utility at their disposal. Vibes are breaking out in the meantime.
IHC has almost made their way fully into the circle. And if there's no knocks yet, they might be okay. Sightlines are definitely there for all these teams to take shots at each other. Just have to peek around the corners of the trees, the smokes, the rocks. Damage can be done. But with so much distance covering, you know, all of these teams, even with 1 knock, I don't think anyone's going to make a full committal push. Not until maybe going into circle number 8.
IHC still slowly creeping forwards. BTR looking to scout out as well, getting a little bit more information. IHC haven't taken a knock yet, but I feel like it's just got to be a matter of time, right? With the amount of bullets sent out their way. Have to wait and see. BTR, though, right on the edge. Gonna have to look to move, and as soon as they crest, IHC do have the shots. Demo, though, finally has been spotted. That is Doc to be able to get that first knock. BTR starting to shimmy their way in. Look at Lapar, he's managed to get forwards, but he's taken a lot of damage. Godless is the next to go down for IHC in the meantime, and he steps up. Ziol on the off angle hasn't been dealt with just yet, but I think they know that he's there. Apex will have that sideline over the ridge. IHC getting cut down.
Yeah, the circle continuing to punish them. Next zone just shifts once again a little bit away from the spot that they worked so hard to crawl into, and losing 2 players too. But I mean, with 12 eliminations, can't have everything. Zayol needs to move into the zone now, but maybe with this circle, BTR can start fighting Vibes a little more. As they do get that knock, BTR with a big knock, and IHC will confirm that. So now, Vibes with only 3, this could be a win for BTR.
Potentially from that eastern side playing as 3. Alex has been re-knocked there. Unfortunate, but Zyol now left as a lone player. East is seen though, and he will go for the shots, will go for the spray, and fortunately Apex is there, but there's 2 players now up the top of the hill for Vibes, and BTR have the numbers advantage. Genfos, the chance over to Apex, but is denied the sightline again. The dip back on in, and they play around the ridgeline. They are more central. They do not have to push. Can they close out this match and return to their former glory? We've waited a little bit, but BTR, they've been disappointing so far today. This is a little bit of a change, a turnaround for them. Influence Rage were out a little bit earlier, although they did manage to get up to 4th place still.
It should be BTRs. They have the angle advantage, the positional advantage. Circle is going to push Vibes out first. But we saw this situation on day 1 with them against, I think it was Major Pride. They had all of the sightlines locked in on them. It was a 4v4. It should have been an easy win for BTR, but they dropped it. So it could happen again here.
I think it might be De Muerte. It was one of the 2. You're right.
Yeah, one of the 2.
It was a really good final stand for them. I think it was Genfos as the last player alive, getting 2 out of the 3, but wasn't quite able to get there. But with this sort of a position, I mean, it's even more powerful than the one they had before. Against this specific setup for Vibes. Genfos just continues to hold this ridge line. They've learned their lesson. Baron crawling across, but what can you do? There are still nades on both sides though, so potential for a little argy-bargy over the ridge.
5 smokes on Baron. I'm surprised he's not using it, and yeah, that is why. Now it's a 3v1. Surely BTR will close this one out. Apex last up, might even look to deny the points. He's got that nade. He's going to need to lob 2 nades in a row with perfect impact, but BTR is going to do it instead. Oh, falls a little far. Apex tosses one out. That might have given away his position. Gets some nice damage. 3 more nades. The shot should connect soon.
He spotted one, and finally they managed to turn their attention out to Apex. BTR close it down. The start of today hasn't been the greatest for them, but that point